Not only can we not get in the venue, we are escorted, sometimes literally at gunpoint, by law enforcement off the parking lot onto the street. Pretty soon, I think, if Carney gets his way, you won't even be able to practice journalism as an independent media type. Sure, Mark Carney can fill a bakery in Bradford with 48 people. Jagmeet Singh and Union-friendly Hamilton earlier this month, he got 60 people.
Mark Carney replaces Justin Trudeau. Do Mark Carney make any changes in election or in this whole scenario?
It's the same. He's the ultimate insider. He's going to lose Canada. He's going to make Canada not strong. He's going to make Canada the 51st state, and he's going to bring it home. And that's what's sad about Mark. Mark is just another puppet.
Yeah, he's spending more, which again is unfathomable relative to how much we don't actually produce in our own economy. We've got probably the number one resource in the world is natural resources. We've got water. We have the ability to produce a ton of clean energy, and we're just not doing it. We're relying on every other country around the world for support.
When they did the whole switcheroo and they brought Carney in office, the support would go up a little bit. And I do want to give credit where it's due. Carney does have a substantial resume, and for the untrained person, they can look at it and they're gonna say that, oh, you know what, this guy looks better on paper. By him coming in and replacing Trudeau, their support was gonna go up a little bit, but at the end of the day, I do think that they're just using this too much. It's propaganda, right?
Okay. Do you think this time GTA gonna be blue from red?
Yes, it's going to go blue. I mean, if you look at the crowd, it's amazing. It's a lot of people, and we got thousands here lined up, so let's bring it home.
It's tough to say. It might still turn out to be red at the end of the day.
Flipping the GTA to blue is a very tough decision, and it's one that, I don't think the GTA is taking lightly. I know a lot of Canada is pretty fed up right now, and so I think there's a big blue wave that is happening.
ਹੈਲੋ ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਗਗਨਦੀਪ ਸ਼ਰਮਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਚੈਨਲ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਲਾਈਵ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਲੀਵਰ ਦੀ ਬੌਨ ਰੈਲੀ 'ਚ। ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹ ਬੌਨ 'ਚ ਰੈਲੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਲੰਬੀ ਕਤਾਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਦੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਪੋਰਟਰਸ ਦੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਕਤਾਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬੌਨ 'ਚ ਰੈਲੀ ਫੋਰ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਰੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਕੁਛ ਕੁ ਲੀਡਰਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਊ ਜਾਣਾਂਗੇ, ਲੋਕ ਕਿਉਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਭਾਰੀ ਮਾਤਰਾ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੈਮਰਾਮੈਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾਗਾ ਵੀ ਦਿਖਾ ਦਿਓ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਾਰਕਿੰਗ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਫੁੱਲ ਆ, ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਕਾਰਾਂ ਸਾਈਡ 'ਤੇ ਸੜਕ 'ਤੇ ਪਾਰਕ ਕਰੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨੇ। Okay. Hi sir, we are at a rally of Pierre Poilievre. Are you supporting Pierre Poilievre?
Of course, absolutely, with every ounce of my being.
Like what are the main reasons of supporting Pierre?
Well, the last decade has really proved very troublesome. It's quite sad to see the 2040 Canada report coming out saying that essentially the future under the Liberal government has just caused absolute anarchy in financials. No one can afford a house. If you work hard, you don't earn it. You pay a lot more in tax than any other state in the U.S. We make less than Mississippi, the poorest state. We're taxed higher than California, and our cost of living is higher than California. So it's not a very good economic climate right now.
Do you watch leadership?
I did, yes.
Like what are the takeaways from that debate?
Pierre spoke very well. He was very strong. He had some great points to make. Carney seemed like a bit of a saltine cracker. He just didn't have much to give. Singh was not very professional or presentable. And the Bloc Québécois, they do their thing, but they're only focused on the province of Quebec. So Pierre was the strongest candidate, the strongest speaker, and spoke the best.
What about NDP?
NDP? Yeah, Singh didn't have a lot to say. It was a little bit unfortunate. He kept cutting everyone else off. It wasn't very professional as a leader.
We saw there are around 5 to 7 million votes in advance polling. Do you think it's in favor of Conservative Party?
I think there's a big, strong majority that are coming out in waves to support Pierre. There's a lot of sentiment for the Liberal Party, but it seems unfathomable to me to vote them in for a fourth term, just seeing the climate currently and the future, and it doesn't look very, very good. So I think there's a strong majority for Pierre.
Like sir, Mark Carney replaces Justin Trudeau. Do Mark Carney make any changes in election or in this whole scenario?
Yeah, he's spending more, which again is unfathomable relative to how much we don't actually produce in our own economy. We've got probably the number one resource in the world is natural resources. We've got water. We have the ability to produce a ton of clean energy, and we're just not doing it. We're relying on every other country around the world for support, and Trudeau spent a lot of money, and Carney wants to spend even more.
Are you from Vaughan?
I'm from Thornhill.
Okay. Do you think this time GTA gonna be blue from red?
Flipping the GTA to blue is a very tough decision, and it's one that, I don't think the GTA is taking lightly. I know a lot of Canada is pretty fed up right now, and so I think there's a big blue wave that is happening. Now, the GTA is a tough one. It's always been very historically red, but I think that if there's any election to do it, it's this one.
Okay. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you.
So I am with another supporter of Conservative Party and Pierre Poilievre. Hi, sir. Are you here to support Pierre Poilievre?
Yes, Pierre Poilievre supporters. Pierre Poilievre 2025. Let's go. Let's bring it home.
Like, what are the major reasons why you support Pierre Poilievre?
Inflation, housing. He's just the man to do it. He's the man to bring it home, and that's exactly why I'm voting Pierre.
Do you watch Leaders Debate?
Yes, I think Pierre absolutely dominated. Yves Blanchette, the Quebecois leader, absolutely did his job in winning the Quebec vote, and I think we're going to bring it home for Pierre in 2025.
Like Mark Carney replaces Justin Trudeau, so does this make any changes in this election, or is it the same?
It's the same. He's the ultimate insider. He's going to lose Canada. He's going to make Canada not strong. He's going to make Canada the 51st state, and he's going to bring it home. And that's what's sad about Mark. Mark is just another puppet for the Liberal master, and he's not in control, and he's not a good leader.
Like, sir, we saw people came in large volumes to vote in advance polling. Does it going for a conservative? What do you think?
It's going conservative. I think we're going to see a massive blue wave come April 28th, and we'll see exactly what the results are. I don't believe the polls, so we'll see exactly what happens on April 28th, and the real poll is going to be there. And Canadians, go out and vote and make your voice heard.
Are you from Vaughan area?
I used to be from Vaughan. Now I'm in Bradford, so I'm living in Bradford. But I was from Vaughan. My local MP was Anna Roberts. But let's bring it home for Pierre. And
do you think this time GTA gonna be blue from red?
Yes, it's going to go blue. I mean, if you look at the crowd, it's amazing. It's a lot of people, and we got thousands here lined up. So let's bring it home.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hi, sir. Are you here to support Pierre Poilievre?
Absolutely.
Like, what are the major reasons why you are supporting Conservative or Pierre Poilievre?
Well, I'll tell you this first. I'll tell a story. I came across Pierre about 2 years ago on social media, on Instagram. And the first video that I watched, it was him talking about affordability, which is obviously, I would say, number one on people's mind. And, a lot of people talk about Trump and this and that, but I don't think I think that's going to fade, Number one is affordability. And when I saw that video, I sent it to my brother. And I said, this guy is going to be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Because what he was talking about was common sense. And ever since, I've been following all his plans and everything that he says. It's common sense. Get the supply of housing up by cutting on bureaucracy and putting more boots, not suits, out there. Axe the tax, obviously. That was like the biggest thing to begin with. There's so many things, right? I could go on. And just Pierre as a person, he's wonderful. He's very respectful. And that's the kind of person that I want to have as a leader for the country.
Liberals are trying to make this issue more about 51st state, Trump and tariff. So do you think people are buying all these issues from Liberals?
Listen, when they did the whole switcheroo and they brought Carney in office, I called it that the support would go up a little bit. And I do want to give credit where it's due. Carney does have, a substantial resume, and for the untrained person, they can look at it and they're gonna say that, oh, you know what, this guy looks better on paper, right? He's not a career politician, this and that. So I thought that by him coming in and replacing Trudeau, their support was gonna go up a little bit. But at the end of the day, I do think that they're just using this too much. It's propaganda, right? To answer your question, I do think it helped them a little bit, but I think it's going to die down, and we can see the turnout at the rallies. It's going to be.
You watch a leaders debate. What are the major takeaways from that debate?
The biggest one, and I left a comment on one of the debates. It was the global news one. I saw CBC had comments turned off, right? And I believe CBC right now has all comments turned off because they know what people are going to say. People are supporting more supportive of the Conservatives, and I think that's why they have the comments turned off, because they want to push their propaganda and they don't want pushback, right? And I left that comment and I've got like 5,000 likes because people agree that there's more Conservatives out there, and the media is scared of that. And one of the biggest points as well from the actual debate itself was that Carney was just disrespectful. Unfortunately, he wouldn't look Pierre in the eye. He obviously says a lot of ums and ahs and this and that and a couple of points and this and that, but Pierre kept referring to him as sir. Obviously, we had Jack Mead interrupting the whole time. So it just showed how respectful Pierre truly is and that he's the best leader for the country.
Are you from this area, local?
I actually live in North York. We're in Vaughan right now, but I'm a realtor, so I work all across the city, all across the GTA.
Do you think GTA this time gonna be blue or it's always red?
It's tough to say. It might still turn out to be red at the end of the day. I voted yesterday for my, conservative person riding in my executive candidate running in the riding Joe Tay. We're going to do what we can. I'm getting everyone out there, my brother, my parents, my friends, to vote. And I hope that we can change it and we can go blue, but it's going to be tough for the GTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, folks, I'm with a crew from Brampton Live. First of all, tell me, what is Brampton Live, and have you caught Patrick Brown doing anything sneaky lately?
No, sir. Actually, I don't catch a Patrick Brown like you. We are an independent media outlet like Rebel News.
Okay.
We started during provincial elections.
Okay.
So now we are covering everything in the Brampton. Yeah.
Tell me, you must know Brampton very well. What is the mood of the electorate in Brampton? Do you think that's going to go blue, or is Brampton Liberal red again in this election?
In starting, it's more red.
Okay.
But after the Pierre Poilievre rally and the crime stuff, it's changing.
Okay.
Brampton majorly is liberal. Majorly they support liberal. But I think this time in some riding it may change.
And what are the issues in Brampton that resonate? I know, all of the GTA is having a record crime wave. I know crime is pretty bad in Brampton. Poilievre says he's serious about getting tough on crime, getting tough on criminals. Does that resonate with the residents of Brampton?
Actually, in Brampton, crime is major issue.
Yeah.
People have door breaks. I think every week. Immigration is major issue in Brampton, especially we have international students. It's not their problem. They came here as international students because government called them here.
Right.
So the government don't have proper policies for them, so they are facing problems. After that, we have housing. After that, I can say crime, housing, immigration, all issues that are in Canada is in Brampton also.
And but that is a big problem in Brampton. I believe it's an estimated 90 colleges in Brampton. They're really just diploma mills. No one's going there for an education. It's just to buy a piece of paper saying you've had an education.
Most of them already shut down. Now, I think we have less students coming from outside. Government should take care of when they are coming here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question, as we were talking, the pro-Hamas people have shown up like a skunk to the garden party. What's your take on this? We've been seeing these shenanigans on the streets of Canada for 18 months now. What do you make of it?
In whole Canada, we have a protest from all the other countries.
Yes.
So they are protesting and making things worse in Canada.
Yes.
So I don't know, but to say, I ask some liberals what are you going to do on this issue? They say, we will make policy. You were at leaders debate.
We were.
Yeah. What are the major takeaways from that debate?
Correct me if I'm wrong, I think a leap year is every 4 years, and we fight in federal court to be allowed into the leaders' debate. We fought successfully in 2019, 2021, but for the mainstream media, us just being there once every 4 years, getting to ask questions, well, they had a hissy fit. They didn't want us there. They made up stuff, and that ended up getting the scrums after the English language leaders debate on Thursday cancelled. It was terrible cowardice, and I think it was shameful the way the legacy media behaved.
I saw whole the debate and the questioning. Jagmeet Singh is not answering to your questions.
That is particularly disgraceful, and I'll tell you why. It's not that he's slighting us. He is slighting the Federal Court of Canada that says we are legitimate media that should be allowed in. He is slighting more than 40 million Canadian citizens who want to hear him answer these questions. I mean, what kind of material for Prime Minister is this if he's afraid to take questions, good, valid questions from independent media, if he were to become the Prime Minister? And, I think the chances of that is slim and none, and slim just left town. He'd have to deal with some very tough hombres in this world. To see that cowardice and disrespect on display, I think it was shameful.
Do you think independent media like you, like me, can cover freely every event in Canada?
Well, it depends on the event. Like here we are going into a Poilievre rally. We're going to be welcomed here. At a Mark Carney rally, not only can we not get in the venue, we are escorted, sometimes literally at gunpoint, by law enforcement off the parking lot onto the street. Pretty soon, I think, if Carney gets his way, you won't even be able to practice journalism as an independent media type on the street. Again, I think that's shameful, and it is in contrary to what Mark Carney said in January 2024 when my boss Ezra Levent interviewed him and said he was a supporter of the free press. What happened in 16 months?
You go across Ontario, what are the major issues according to you?
There's, first of all, the affordability crisis, and that's why you see so many young people voting Conservative. That's a big demographic switch. Crime is a major concern. The future of Canada, that's out there because that Privy Council report that came out earlier today indicating that in 15 years, 2040, Canada will be a dysfunctional nation, that there will be people of wealth will be leaving, and the poor will resort to foraging and scavenging in order to have enough food. Is this the future we want for our Dominion?
Who do you think have upper hand in this election?
Well, you know what? We're all going to find out on April 28th. I get a vibe that, look at this rally. There's going to be thousands of people in there. Sure, Mark Carney can fill a bakery in Bradford with 48 people. Jagmeet Singh and Union-friendly Hamilton earlier this month, he got 60 people at a rally. The question is, does rally attendance translate into votes at the ballot box? Well, we're going to find out in less than a week, right? But I will say that when you go to a Poilievre rally, it's electric, it's energizing, it's full of hope. And, you see at Liberal rallies, you have people who are just so angry, they're giving the middle finger. I don't know. I'd rather be on the side of hope than on the side of fear.
Thank you,
sir.
ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਮੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਗਗਨਦੀਪ ਸ਼ਰਮਾ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਚੈਨਲ ਬਰੈਂਪਟਨ ਲਾਈਵ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਏ ਹਾਂ ਪੀਆਰ ਪੋਲੀਵਰ ਦੀ ਰੈਲੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਭਾਰੀ ਇਕੱਠ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੀਆਰ ਪੋਲੀਵਰ ਕੀ ਐਲਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਬਾਤ ਹੈ। ਪਰ ਇਹ ਪੂਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ।
Grandfather would sit at the head of the table. His name was Albino, and he couldn't speak any English. He and his wife had come from Italy in 1973, from Calabria. He got off the boat, 73, got a job, paid in roads, and he earned himself a pension. and they actually paid off their entire mortgage in 7 years. Can you imagine that? That was Canada. That was Canada back in the 70s and 80s and even 90s and even the 2000s. And his granddaughters will graduate from university. They speak perfect English. They would not be able to make a down payment on that house, even if they work non-stop for 15 years. In Toronto and the greater GTA today, it takes 29 years to save up for a down payment on a house for the average family.